Welcome to Season 2 of Binge or Cringe Tunes podcast with Jimmy and Rocko.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Binge or Cringe Tunes. I'm Rocko.
And I'm Jimmy.
Great. So this week we have a song called Stale Welcome by Astralc. We're going to try something a little different this time around. We're going to have, well, you know what? I'm going to keep it a little secret right now. Let's just listen to the track and we'll get back to that.
I'm bored, got nothing to do, so you invite me over. But how long should I stay? Did I already pass the threshold? Don't think I'm being awkward, because you weren't until you thought that you're probably having fun. Or maybe I'm just an inconvenience. You're probably having fun. We did the drugs we want. We took a walk, we watched TV. You're probably having fun. Or maybe I'm just an inconvenience. Are you dropping hints? Or do I overthink it all? My imagination can paint these walls. My brain needs to adore. I've never seen you in your jaws. It's not even like that. I'm not a good judge, but you're probably having fun. We did the drugs we want. We took a walk, we watched TV. You're probably having fun. Or maybe I'm just an inconvenience. Is there anything new? Do I just take a clue? This strange feeling in my brain is hard to explain. Hard to explain. Hard to explain. What should I say? Do I just go? Or do I stay? God damn, this shit hurts my brain. What do I do? Do I crack a joke? You fell to laugh, now I'm embarrassed, but is there a time when I can't just leave?
Jimmy, what do you have to say about the technical merits of the song?
Okay, let me start by saying, as I've seen in a couple of other submissions, I found the recording sloppy. There was problems with timing and delivery of the song, which really detracts from being able to listen to the song without noticing the errors and taking exception to them. But on the technical side, let me start with the big boo-boos. There's something wrong with the stereo correlation. There's too many items panned full width left and right, and it's mostly the drums that I can tell, and there's a couple of other elements. Because of that, when you go into mono, you lose at least 50% of the song, if not more. So that's a big element that you got to review and correct. Your peak levels are at minus 0.2. Common thing I see with non-pro tracks where people just pushing the limiters to try and get it right near zero, that adds zero impact to the quality of your song. At minus 2, you're still fine. So you got to look at that too. Your LUFS, you're pushing at minus 11.6, which is still quite acceptable. You're using the full frequency spectrum, that's fine. Because you're pushing it a lot, your LRA, your average, your softest, your loudest peak is only at 2.6. So you're really squishing your two and you're compressing it too much. There's almost no movement on it. it's a pretty static mix. That's what's causing one of your problems. Your crest factor is very low, so you're not getting a consistent crest factor between your transients. Your dynamic range is 11.5. You managed to pull that off. That's okay. The dynamic range is not the same thing as your LRA, but you can look it up and see what I'm talking about. On your tonal balance, everything's fine except your high end. Your high end's a bit low. That might have something to do with your arrangements or your final EQ. I can't really tell. It didn't sound dull to me, but it didn't fit in properly with the rest of the elements. And I only go back again to saying that I think better recording would help the song in general. I can't say I was a fan of the song. Unfortunately, I don't normally rate the songs, but I would say, unfortunately, this song gets a cringe from me. Rocko, what do you have to say?
Well, as I indicated, we're going to try something different this time around. But before we get to that, I'm going to at least go over, the actual song as a listener. So the guitar itself, as soon as the song starts, it's out of tune, off key. As soon as the vocals come in, well, those are definitely out of tune. The mix needs work, as well as the arrangements. There's not much of a melody. I'm really not sure what else I can say about a track that sounds like, a few friends having one drink too many and plugging in their instruments and accidentally hitting record. So, Jimmy, as I mentioned earlier, we're doing something a little different this time around. So what I have someone who had sent us a song in season 1. It was actually episode 12. We received a song, and I really liked the song and communicated with this artist on other stuff that they've done. They've also listened to some of my stuff. So they wanted to, kind of give their opinion on lyrics. So we have the Adopted Outcast with us. And I would like to let the Adopted Outcast kind of give an idea of who he is, then give his review on Stale Welcome.
Sounds like a plan.
Alrighty. So I'm the Adopted Outcast. So I've been writing and recording music for approximately 7 years. My focus on lyrics is kind of what I like to do is like to have a clear structure, a clear message throughout the structure, and kind of bring everything together throughout the song. So guys, what I noticed about this song is just in the beginning, so that first, I believe I'm not quite sure if it's part of the verse or an intro. There didn't seem to be much rhyme structure to it, because, we all know that there's the A, B, A, B, A, B. You have something like that. So the verse goes, I'm bored, got nothing to do, so you invite me over. But how long should I stay? Did I already pass the threshold? Nothing in that rhymes, which I found kind of problematic. Then as you go into I assume that's the verse, nothing else in that rhymes. You've got fun and fun. That doesn't necessarily cut it. Then you go down to the chorus, and then you kind of start to get into this a little bit of a rhyming scheme because you have walls on thaw, and they're weak rhymes. It's almost it feels to me a little bit like the artist is stretching it, and especially kind of listening to this song. There's a little bit of a disconnect in the song and the lyrics, the verses don't really seem to flow. Each line doesn't kind of go into the next one. Also, there are a few phrasing choices that I found interesting. So, but we were discussing earlier before we started. There's a line that said, "I never seen you in your drawers," which I've never heard that phrasing in a song. That doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, but I feel like it's a very weak way to put this phrase. There are much stronger ways to put phrases, and I feel like we kind of see this throughout the song. Going down a little bit farther, we see the line, "We did the drugs we won't," and that in and of itself is just a little bit of in the grammar scheme of it all, and kind of in the general song, it just feels a little bit out of place. We did the drugs we won't. But also we do see that there's the rhyming scheme kind of comes back in. You're probably having fun. We did the drugs we won't. We took a walk, watched TV. You're probably having fun. Rhythmatically, I believe this artist kind of has it down. But other than that, I feel like it's a little weak all throughout the song and the rhymes when there is even a rhyme. So like I said, I believe personally that there's a little work to be done. One of the things that really helped me, there's a book called Writing Better Lyrics by Pat Pattison, and it forever changed the way that I wrote lyrics. So I would highly suggest this to the artist. As always, a word of encouragement. No artist is past redemption, or that doesn't mean that just because you record a song that people don't like, that doesn't mean that you should completely stop. But I would encourage this artist to push themselves to their limit and really step out and kind of be brave and try to get these rhyming schemes, get the general flow of the song down, and then hit us with that really good kind of flow of the general song. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I got, guys.
When I was reading the lyrics myself, I found that it did come across more like, I know, a letter or a series of texts that someone was sending,
exactly.
more so than a poem or a song lyric. Like you said, there's a rhyming scheme. You don't always have to rhyme, but yes, it's definitely where your starting point. Once you start getting comfortable, you can move outside of the rhyme. There is a realness to the lyrics. Like, it's obviously, like I said, it sounds almost like not a rant, but like I said, again, just kind of a letter. It's an awkward track, I found, for me to review, because it is, at this point, the way I see it, is kind of a mess. And a part of me is left wondering if, I don't know, maybe this was done on purpose. I don't know.
Mhm.
I'd like to thank you for coming and giving us your opinion on this track. This was fun. What do you think, Jimmy?
Well, I'd like to add that obviously having two people review the same track, you get opinions that may be similar and maybe differ, and that perhaps describes music in a nutshell. That it is still subjective, but there are some attributes that are common to most music that either make or break it. And clearly, from his dissection of what he heard in the lyrics and the similarities that you brought up, there's some common area there.
Thanks again, guys.
I don't think there's anything more we can say. All the listeners will be able to judge for themselves. Either way, we want to thank you for joining Binge Or Cringe Tunes. I want to thank you for listening. I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Rocko. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Binge or Cringe Tunes with Jimmy and Rocko, and until next time.